So what's up everybody, this is going to be a video because I've been seeing a lot in the community that Black Clover is ending because of what happened in chapter 324, where at the ending Yami said let's get the final showdown done. In the fan translation it said the final battle, and the officials it was a final showdown. But let's be honest, there's so much more in the context of Black Clover that I don't see Black Clover ending after this battle. This video really is going to explore the possible future arcs that we're going to have in Black Clover. Also, certain key components that a lot of us are forgetting about since basically the beginning of the year, because we haven't been shown this certain character since basically November. With that, let's get into my Black Clover, I would say, theory / prediction of the future arcs. First of all, if you like anime, manga reviews, discussions, spoilers, and theories, definitely hit the subscribe button. I'm rebuilding the channel, so they should hit me out with false copyright strikes. Also creating a Patreon. If you like the video, comment, subscribe. It helps out with the algorithm. It's highly appreciated. I love y'all. I'm not stopping. So let's be clear what's going on in the community right now. The community is freaking out because of the last 2 pages of 324. Yami says, let's get the final showdown done. And Asa says, yes, sir. However, this could be interpreted in different ways. People probably thinking that this is confirmation that this is the final battle in the series, or this is the final battle between the arc. Going with the context of Black Clover and seeing what's going on, I definitely see Black Clover having another arc. I don't see it ending. We have so much more in Black Clover, so I'm leaning towards it being the final battle of the arc. Tabata hasn't announced yet that Black Clover is ending soon. He said that Black Clover is going to get super fast. The pace is going to get super quick. I'm probably going to get a few mini arcs this year, maybe like 1 or 2, and it's basically setting up for that final epic arc. Tabata did say at the beginning that he wanted his story to have 3 parts, basically like 600 chapters or so. I think after the Tree of Cliff-Off arc is over, I think the story is going to be about 66% done, but there's still so much more to the story. I'm not really liking how a lot of people are saying Black Clover's ending based on this line. You can't jump into conclusions. I know a lot of people are emotional because this is their favorite manga or they really enjoy reading this. And I can understand. However, think about it. There's that eldest Sagradi sibling on a wheelchair somewhere out there. Tabata threw him in, but we still haven't seen his face. So we need to get that revealed. I think that's going to be leading towards the next arc. Also, we haven't seen all the devils in the Tree of Cliff-Off. You can't just tell people that there's these devils in the Tree of Cliff-Off and the story ends and not showing those other devils because they're still threats. Unless Tabata wants to continue the story with like a Black Clover's version of Boruto and they have to fight the other devils within the Tree of Cliff-Off, that's a possibility, but I don't see Black Clover ending yet. I do see a time skip, which is very possible after this arc, and then the final third of the story continues, but the Sagradi sibling's still out there. His face hasn't been shown to us for a reason. Maybe Tabata explores that in some other form of media, maybe like in the movie. Keep in mind that Beelzebub, who is the devil that possesses Xenon, has Xenon's soul, and we were told by Mythological that devils need 3 souls of the same gender of powerful mages to manifest in the real world. Beelzebub has Xenon's soul. He is a powerful mage, so there's a possibility that Beelzebub might find another host. He can partially manifest similar to what Mythological did. Beelzebub might actually have the eldest sibling's soul for whatever reason, because something tells me that Xenon apparently was the most like the eldest brother. There's a possibility that Xenon's brother was possessed by Beelzebub and somehow gave his soul to him. So Beelzebub might be walking around with 2 male souls, so he only needs 1 more to manifest. And if you know about demonology, you'll know that the evil trinity, they basically have the same level of power with Luciferos. So in demonology, the evil trinity is Beelzebub, Lucifer, and Astaroth. We have been confirmed in Black Clover that the bottom level of the Tree of Cliff-Off has 3 devils: the devil of gravity, the devil of space, and the devil of time. We already seen that there's a devil of space, Beelzebub, which he's also had to do with the evil trinity. He's one of the rulers of hell. And then Lucifer, obviously he has gravity. So with common sense, you would think that Astaroth will be the time devil. With saying that, Beelzebub, if he comes into the real world fully manifested, or at least 60% of with him having 2 male souls, and I think he might get a 3rd one, I think that's the possible next threat within the Black Clover story. You know, Tabata could go the route where there's a corrupt god or corrupt deity, and that's who they had to fight. But me, I don't think they're going to take that route. I think angels and divine beings are going to be introduced in Black Clover, but they're not going to be corrupted or fallen like we will think in the Judeo-Christianity pantheon. I think Tabata might imply Norse mythology in terms of having the 9 different realms within the Norse mythology world versus them actually having like a specific heaven and hell. I think there's just going to be multiple different dimensions. I mean, we already have a character that does dimensional slash, which affects the underworld. So I could definitely see Black Clover going more the Norse route versus the Judeo-Christianity route. So we might see angelic beings, but the angelic beings might be possibly Valkyries and possibly elf-like, but more angelic, because there's a connection between the elves and divinity in Black Clover, because we saw the elves do the apostles of Sephiroth, which is the ritual to do the tree of life, and the tree of life has to do with angelic beings. So there's a possibility that yes, divine beings come in the future, but I don't see a corrupt god being the final boss or Asta fighting Faith itself, even though that's epic and I would love that to happen. I don't see that happening in Black Clover. I think Black Clover is going to end up going more towards a mixture of Judeo-Christianity and Norse mythology. So we might see not a god being corrupt, but possibly an angelic being, or possibly we witness firsthand how an angel becomes a devil, and that divine being or angel becomes a supreme level devil, and they have to face that. But that's another possibility. Also, we do have that devil from the second level out there. He's just watching Lucifero, but he still is ominous. So if Lucifero gets defeated, the current cast still has to deal with that devil, and it could be a possibility where that devil becomes actually fond of humans because they defeat Lucifero, or he might end up attacking humanity in the world when it's weak because they just fought off Lucifero with either defeating him or throwing him to the underworld, one of those. So that devil is still a factor, and that devil is still going to be a problem. Also, we haven't seen the Diamond Kingdom King yet, and we haven't seen the 4th elemental spirit. That itself is telling me that there's going to be more arcs in Black Clover. And lastly, Yami's homeland. We have yet to see Yami's homeland. It's been mentioned before, but we haven't seen it yet. So that's telling me that we have to go to Yami's homeland. Nonetheless, Black Clover is definitely not ending. There's so much more to Black Clover. So don't worry about it if somebody says Black Clover is being canceled. Black Clover is canceled. We still have that movie coming out. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know when you think Black Clover is ending. Do you think we're going to have an extra 200 to 300 more chapters? Or you think that Black Clover is around the corner going to end? Who do you think has the Earth elemental spirit? Where is Mars at this point? He's been talked about a lot in this arc, but he hasn't made his appearance yet. So I'm guessing Tabata is saving him for the next arc, which most likely leads to the Diamond Kingdom, and most likely Charmy's connection to the dwarves that most likely are going to be in the Diamond Kingdom. Like, if you liked the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.